in a wrestling match.
Oh, boy.
And that's what we're witnessing.
You know what, Ian? Maybe this is what's going on with me anyway. That maybe I knew that this kind of wrestling match was going to occur, but perhaps I thought I was going to be the one on top. I never thought, I don't know why, what a stupid thing on my part, maybe just ego, that I would be pinned down on the bottom and feeling rather powerless.
The meek shall inherit the earth. Go ahead and be powerless. Go ahead. It's all those people with power that are causing all the problems in the first place, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and be powerless. And be just in your own space. Be conscious of what's going on around you, because that's your space too. But you don't have to become, you can be in this world, but not of it.
Well said.
It's really possible.
Ian, I had an interview last week, I believe it was last week, maybe it was the week before, with Carlos Barrios. I know you know of him. You may have even consulted with him.
I did, as a matter of fact.
He is saying, or was saying, very much the same thing as you are now, and I had a challenge for him. And one of the things that he said was that that if we do not change our ways by this August, we will reap the wrath, if you will. And they, both him, Carlos Barrios, and Adam Roblin, were in a positive note, thinking that we are powerful enough to make the change. And yes, I do believe we are powerful enough to make the change. But I must say, I did comment that I don't think we have a chance in hell in making it by August anyway. Then he mentioned another time of challenge was 2007. But let's stay with this thing that's coming up in the next few months, Ian. Could you better clarify this, I guess related to the Mayan calendar, what energies are shifting?
Okay. First of all, understand that the National Forest Service has had a huge problem by controlling natural burn, by stopping every little forest fire. When one gets going, it is out of control, and it totally devastates the forest, rather than just burning the underbrush. And we're coming up on that same kind of a situation.
Yes.
Where events here are going to be intense briefly, like a natural forest fire that just clears the underbrush. And all of the people running around and saying that we shouldn't have a fire, there shouldn't be any, are perpetuating the problem.
Wow.
So let these people do their thing. Let's see your stuff, a hose. Let's see what you got.
Well, that's pretty profound, Ian. I like that.
Khan was the biggest scourge on the face of the earth. Genghis Khan was big and bad. You know what Genghis Khan brought with him? The Black Plague.
Yes.
Anybody sound familiar? I mean, does this sound familiar to you guys? And guess what? We're still sitting here talking about it.
Yes.
It's no big deal to consciousness. It's just part of the process. Let them do their deal.
So let me make sure I understand you, Ian. Although I do believe you're speaking with clarity, but I do not want to misinterpret anything. And what I'm hearing is that Mitch and audience, take a breath, breathe in, breathe out, realize that what's unfolding now is all part of a bigger plan. It could be no other way. Be centered, stay focused, and keep your eye on the ball, so to speak. Ian, could you help clarify further?
Amen. You did a wonderful job, Mitch. Wonderful. Now, I want to let people know
Yes.
that the cycles that we're going through are 360 days in length. Understand that the last time we went through this was Civil War, when consciousness was changing once every 20 years. Now we have only 360 days to endure. Now, it may look very drastic, may be quite a bit of change for people's lives in the short term, what is coming up. And I want to talk about that.
Okay, please.
But please understand that it's very short term, and that according to the same Mayan calendar that predicts this trouble, there are magnificent advances once we get past this. So there is no doom or gloom here. What basically is going to pass away is the consciousness of power and domination. And all of the people who really cannot pry themselves consciously away from those systems are scheduled to go extinct the same way that the Neanderthal and the dinosaur did.
Wow. Once
That's
again.
all that's happening. And look how far we've come since the dinosaur and the Neanderthal.
True.
So, there's a 16 billion year history of the universe. And it's very, very evident that more good happens in the universe than bad. Or this would have broken all down billions of years ago. More goes right than bad. Keep that in mind, please.
Well said. Well said. Again, relating to the Mayan prophecy and Mayan calendar, Mayan text, will we receive some help in some way? Now, I don't mean necessarily help in necessarily extraterrestrial type help or that type of deal, but going back to the Mayan prophecy of an energy change that is going to occur within us, a shift of consciousness, will that be the assistance that we will need to make it through these very difficult times? What do you see as the glue that we can use as spiritual beings to walk through these incredibly challenging and fast-moving, shifting river?
Okay. First of all, let me just explain what's going on right now. Right now, we are in the third day of the galactic cycle. And the third day of each cycle previous has been a time when there was a new appraisal of the situation of consciousness. There was a new alignment of consciousness that was established. For instance, in the last third day was the women's suffrage movement and the abolitionist movement. That was a definite sprouting or flowering of consciousness, that there were whole masses of people who were held in enslavement. And the third day previous to that during the national cycle was when Moses received the Ten Commandments and established the basis of law and what was right and what was wrong. Today, people are waking up to the truth of their actual situation. Most people are wage slaves.
Wage slaves.
A mortgage, payment, and things they must pay.
That's true.
And people are waking